The Cult, Love. A CD I bought from the Rennie Gove charity shop in Bourne End in a 4 for a quid deal. There has always been plenty of new styles of music coming up from the underground into the mainstream, but in 1977 there was almost no other game in town other than punk and new wave. That spirit of 77 has endured, constantly throwing up energetic young musicians making powerful musical statements. Post 77, I hoped music would regain its melody and harmony but keep the intensity. I never liked Morrissey, but it seemed to me that the Smiths were the inheritors of alternative pop music. This did become a much trodden route, leading to REM and the Stone Roses, and eventually Britpop. But post-punk, the music of the young started to head in all kinds of other directions. Some electronic, some funky, and one I had not anticipated was the return to a heavy rock direction. I had a friend who worked for Beggars Banquet Records, and I got to see the Cult at the Lyceum. This was one of their first gigs under that name, having previously been the Southern Death Cult, and then just Death Cult. It was obvious the powers that be wanted the Cult to succeed. I was still in my early 20s, but I felt like an observer watching what the young were up to now. I like to think I was a proto-goth, but only for a few months before it became a thing. I had panda eyeliner, dyed black hair, and I met a singer there who'd sung in my band. She was with her pop star boyfriend. Watching the Cult was secondary to being seen, but I thought they were okay. My friend gave me a copy of the album and the single and the 12-inch, and I thought they were all okay. But who really values freebies? I was surprised at how popular the single became. I hardly needed to play my copies because it was being played everywhere. That kind of pedal-tone guitar riff was not uncommon. I had written such a riff myself. It was quite catchy, but I could not help thinking they were long-haired hippie Led Zepp wannabes getting attention because of a pretty boy frontman. But over the years my estimation of She Sells Sanctuary has risen massively, and I often wished I'd still had the various vinyl versions. It has become a classic riff like Satisfaction or Whole Lotta Love. I also wish I'd paid more attention to their gig. I still have the dyed hair and sometimes the eyeliner, and I often play heavy rock riffs. And this album now sounds like a well-produced guitar rock album. At the time it came out, I was put off by the way it sounded a bit like the late 60s, early 70s. It's heavy psychedelic, Voodoo Child meets Gimme Shelter. There was even wah-wah guitar, and I had given away my Crybaby, regarding it as a relic. But now I listen a lot to classic guitar-based rock, and this album sits comfortably alongside Zeppelin, the Stones, Hendrix or The Who. The Cult, Love.